One of the questions is, are the federal loans for graduate students credit-based?
The Grad Plus is credit-based, but the first loan, the unsubsidized loan that Tom talked about, the 20,500 limit, is not credit-based.
Mhm.
But once you go into the Grad Plus loan, the portion that you borrow under the Graduate Plus program, you do have to prove that you're creditworthy. And if you've got a blimp on your credit report, as Tom said, you'll probably have to have a co-signer, or you will have to have take whatever corrective action is necessary to work with the credit bureaus to remove that credit mark, so that then you could be approved. But again, it's higher interest, more expensive loans. So try to stay with the unsubsidized, the 20,500, and stay out of the Graduate Plus unless you absolutely have to. And some people do, and it's okay. And we'll be glad to work with you on it. We just want you to be careful about it.
We definitely support everybody here at UB. And again, that's why we try to make our tuition so affordable that you don't have to go to the Graduate Plus loan side. But if you do, then we'll make sure that we support you in the process. There's two additional questions. One, I believe that I could answer. They wanted to know about the scholarship and how they should email you directly, Tom. Yes, you should email Tom directly if you have questions about the scholarship. The main requirement, you do need to be registered for at least 6 credits if you wish to be eligible for the scholarship. That is correct. At least 6 credit hours you need to be registered for each semester. The next question was, how do you calculate how much to apply for with the Graduate Plus loan?
Sure. So when you get your award package, you will be able to see a breakdown of your cost of attendance, and within that breakdown, you'll be able to determine how much more you can potentially apply for. I can pull it up here real quick though, just because I forget what the cost of attendance is for grad students. I think it's about.
Tom, can you share that?
If I have the access to it.
I will make you have the access.
Right.
Let me just go and do that.
And while he's doing that, we do a lot of research on what it costs to live in the Baltimore area right around campus, and we price out books. I mean, there's a lot of research that goes into this, and so you're not going to be living high on the hog, but you're not going to be starving to death. How's that for a good farming thing?
Excuse me a second, Jen, you're the host, so you have to make Tom the co-host. I relinquished.
And this is on everything we've talked about today is on the web. So I just want Tom to pull this up though, if you're able to there.
Yep. So here's our just ubalt.edu. To get to the financial aid section, you go to student finance and records. And then just so you're aware, this is where we have our link for the emergency grants, which we have 2 different types. One is the UB emergency grant, which is funds from different donors and alumni. And then we have the federal funding, which is the CARES grant. But then if you click on financial aid and cost of attendance, we have our 2021 cost of attendance. And on a lot of these pages too, you'll see, I saw Yasmin put a link in earlier, but you'll see a link to these FATV videos, which are, they're not created by us, but they are a really great resource for just like a little bit of an overview on how certain financial aid functions work. But then here we have the fall 2021, spring 21 cost of attendance. So if you are let me go down to this bottom part, it's easier to read here. This could look very confusing, I know. But most of you are probably planning to attend half-time, I'm assuming, which is 6 credits per term. So the cost of attendance is built based on direct costs, which is your tuition and fees, an estimated amount for books and supplies, a estimated amount for transportation, personal expenses, direct loan fees, which are the fees that are taken out by the Department of Education when your loans disperse, and then room and board. And then that total for the year equals $33,916 if you're planning to attend half-time for both the spring and the fall. So basically, if you did need to take out Graduate Plus loans above the $20,500, you could apply for approximately like up to $12,000 more for the year. And then usually the summer term, the cost of attendance is usually about $10,000 or so. But you know, an additional about $12,000 or so is what you could apply for the between the fall and the spring years, for spring terms, I should say, combined.
Great. Then there's a question: is the amount of loans dispersed the same for full-time and part-time?
Well, everyone gets a $20,500 basically for loans. However, if you're attending, then if you are getting applying for Graduate Plus loan, that's when you can receive more, because if you're attending full-time, then of course you're you know, certain things that we estimate within the cost of attendance is going to be different at full-time status, like your tuition is going to be more. I think that's actually this one, right? Yes. So if you're full-time, then your estimated cost of attendance for the year is $42,520, and that's really just to factor in the fact that your tuition is going to be more based on full-time enrollment.